Yep. Check, check. We're doing it. I have some thoughts. I have no energy, but I have thoughts, which is why we're going to record an episode. If you're the type of listener who's like, you know what? I need enthusiasm. I need him to sound wide awake and alert and ready to roll. Tonight's not your night, but stay with me. Please just stay with me, okay? We might run into some wisdom along the way. We might not, but we're on this journey together, folks. It's a magical mystery tour. Take my hand. Let's fly. Let's fly right into episode 255. You know, I think humans have been around for a while, and we can all Google it, but I guess we're just relying on the internet to tell us. I'll Google it right now. Hold on. I know humans have been around for a while. I'm Googling it as I'm speaking. It says 300,000 years. Didn't know that, but now I believe it because, hey, Google tells me it, and I'll believe anything. So if humans have been around 300,000 years-ish, we got to add an ish. That sounds pretty approximate. Then it's weird that, like, the 1950s looks old. It looks old to us. Like, I'm on YouTube, and they know what I like. YouTube knows that I like digitally restored footage in color. So I don't know who was filming the cities. Have you seen this? If you haven't and you like history or you just like eye candy and something to chill out to, YouTube now just has like 10 minutes of quiet streets of San Francisco in the 1970s. Or 15 minutes of New York City in the 1950s, and nothing's happening except people walking in the streets, in and out of stores, onto trains, off of trains, across bridges, and you just get to examine it digitally restored in color. So you could see what they were wearing, you could see the expressions on their faces, and I don't know why it's like the greatest viewing. Maybe this is what happens when you get to your 40s. You give up on all the other TV shows, and you're like, I just want to see something kind of old. And it does look old, but in the grand scheme of everything, it's not old at all. Why is that? Like if you saw Babe Ruth, old footage of Babe Ruth, black and white footage of the Yankees hitting a home run, that would seem ancient. It's not. It's actually really recent. We're in such a tech boom. Or even my memories of watching sports in standard def. I don't remember watching sports and thinking, wow, this is grainy footage. I sure wish it was high def. And there weren't even that many angles. You know, nowadays you watch a basketball game, there's like sky cam, floor cam, corner cam, ref cam. Everyone's wearing a GoPro, and it's just like the greatest viewing experience. An NBA game used to just be a camera panning left and right and left and right. And that was it. But my memories are just as crystal clear and sharp as anything I'm watching today. Why is that? Like if you're very old and you remember watching Howdy Doody, aren't your memories of that just like as entertaining as anything? And then you watch TV today and you're like, what is this crazy experience? Like I'm watching Nine Perfect Strangers with Nicole Kidman, who doesn't age. Why is she still so hot? I don't get it. I feel like Nicole Kidman should be 80. She's always in like intense roles, having sex immediately. And you're like, can't change the channel. I don't know if there's much of a plot, but Nicole Kidman's going to have some sex and she still looks good. So I'm sticking with Nine Perfect Strangers as long as I can. But I'm like, we used to watch shows like Perfect Strangers, Balki Bartakamus, and his cousin Larry Appleton. And what was it? A set. Think about an old school 80s, 90s sitcom, a set with 2 commercial breaks, a 27-minute show, and they would have like 28 episodes a year, and that was TV. How awful would that be today? Kids wouldn't get into that. Not one bit. But our memories of it are like, that was satisfying. At that point in our lives, that was satisfying. And we just have to keep going and pushing the limits of entertainment until we're all just wearing headsets in our living room and we're in the show. That's what's next, right? I mean, TV is so exciting right now, and it's so amazing, all the cinematography and special effects and just set design and costumes. Everything seems to be at the highest level. But in 50 years, people are going to look back at this and go, oh, that was ancient, medieval, the way I would look back at Ed Sullivan or something very old. It just looks old to my eyes. But the way things age, it's so rapid. Ed Sullivan was not that long ago. Okay, we're making points, but could you imagine that? Just some action where you get to be in the entertainment. I'm wearing a headset and now I'm the actor. It's all happening to me. It's a virtual reality experience. And we're going to be more isolated than ever because the devices are taking over our lives and we're all going to sleep like shit because with that much artificial light in our eyes and that much time just tapping on screens, we're slowly getting dumber. Idiocracy was a great plot from a Mike Judge movie, but it feels like we're getting smarter because we keep creating all the new tech, but we're getting dumber. We're dumb as fuck. Welcome in, everybody. Feeling good? Hope so.
I'm a happy man on a gloomy day. Can't tell the clouds not to act that way. I'm a happy man on a gloomy day.
Oh, yeah. It's true, aren't we? We're so dumb when it comes to health that we're just going to create the next great medicine and prescription that's going to solve everything. Pop the pill, and it doesn't matter if you sleep poorly. This is just going to zap you back into a sedative state where you can do anything wrong that may be contributing to your own anxiety and depression. But this pill every single day, the new magic pill, is going to keep you on your feet. I'm going to talk meds for a moment, okay? And I know some people have a real chemical imbalance and they desperately need meds. But what percentage of people just don't know how to identify that anxiety is normal? And even if it spirals out of control once in a while, there are natural ways to dance with it a little bit. I don't know if people are going to be able to decipher I had a sad week versus I'm just so depressed and I need to gargle a canister of Ictitrin and Actitrin and Itirol and Itirol and it's that and that's that and that's it. And side effects are robust. It's a long list of side effects. But who cares if we're taking shortcuts? And that's humanity, right? Like in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it sounds crazy if you're not taking meds. It exists. Why would you even have one bad day? Because the human disposition actually is geared towards trying to capture happiness. Everyone is the same in that sense. Everybody is looking for a little bit of joy. And if you could take the quickest path to capture that joy, then why not? Then why slow it down, right? I'm at my new dentist, okay? Stay with me. I'm at my new dentist. And the x-ray technician is just asking me the classic questions. How often do you floss? I'm like, nightly, babe. I didn't say babe. That sounds a little too demeaning. Nightly, babe. What's your next question? Electric toothbrush or what's the other kind called? Manual? And I'm like, yeah, mostly electric, but sometimes manual. What else did she ask in her questionnaire? Have you ever owned a ferret? I'm like, is that a dental question? Nope, never had a ferret. Would you ever want to own a ferret? I don't know. Isn't that illegal in California? Sir, I'll be asking the questions. And then she said, any medications we should know about? And I said, no. I was tired. In the old dentist chair about to get those x-rays where they put that bulletproof vest on you and run around the corner for a little funk. And you got to bite down on that thing and they're never like fully in place, whatever that plastic shit is. We bite down before a dental x-ray. She goes, bite down? Nope, not like that. Okay, now relax your jaw, but now tense up. Okay, now with your front lip, curl it up. And now relax your jaw, but tense your throat. Okay, oh fuck, taking dental x-rays? Who's ever done it perfectly? All the instructions. And she goes, any medications? I said, no. And then after 10 minutes of this, for some reason, I was just like, actually, yes, I am on one. I have low thyroid. It's called Levoxy, thyroxine. I can't pronounce. Why are meds the toughest shit to pronounce? So I'm on one. It starts with Levoxy, I think. And when I said this, I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I took the plastic chunk out of my mouth just to say, I am on one med. In the morning, I take a pill called Levoxy. And she goes, Josh, you got to tell us everything. She was coming down on me like I was trying to conceal it. She's like, Josh, I already asked you about meds. You got to really let us know everything if this is going to be a match, if this is going to be a relationship that works. And I'm like, okay, now I've come clean. Turns out I got a low thyroid. Josh, what else? Does one testicle hang lower than the other? What are you talking about, dental x-ray tech? And yes, maybe, but that's none of your business. How dare you? Actually, it was a wonderful dentist experience. Good operation they got going. So from one health ailment to the next, I was realizing with this insomnia, I could check the boxes. You feeling anxious? Not really. I feel like I'm making strides with my therapist. I'm doing pretty well. And I feel like I'm understanding how to deal with the vicissitudes of life, probably misusing that word, but just roll with it. And I got that melatonin, and I'm getting enough sunlight and exercise, and the bedtime hygiene is good. I got the lavender oil. I got the Roman chamomile oil. So I'm doing everything in the sense that I should be sleeping well. It's almost like, what's the mystery? And then I was like, oh, there is one thing, and this will be a bit of an overshare, but isn't that what we do on this podcast? I get up to pee about 5 times per night. Do you? No? Okay. Well, I do. So I'm 43 feeling 83, and it's just like a part of my nights. I'm just up and up and up and up and up and up, and the bladder seems full and I go again. And the bladder seems full and I go again. And I don't know if I'm waking up because I have to pee or I'm just waking up and then going, yeah, I probably should pee. I don't know. So with that, just saying that out loud, the common response is, well, you got to see a urologist. You shouldn't be going to the bathroom 5 times a night. It's called nocturia. I'm probably mispronouncing that, or nocturia. And yeah, my urologist did the old rectal exam, felt the prostate. He's like, it's a bit enlarged. Tell you what we're going to do, pal. We're going to put you on a med. And I was like, all right, fine. And I don't know why I was so carefree with this. It was called alfuzosin. Nope, alfuzosin. Why are these meds the toughest words to pronounce? Alfuzosin. Didn't do any research. In the big moment when I picked up the drug, the pharmacist was like, do you want us to tell you more information? I was like, no, it just says 1 pill a day. I'm good. Like, I didn't do the consultation. I should have. I didn't even Google the side effects. I should have. So I took it. This is all true. I don't lie to you. And immediately this pill made me feel lightheaded and dizzy. And I got a stuffy nose and I felt like I had a head cold immediately. And then I Google and it says, yeah, you might get lightheaded, dizzy, stuffy nose and feel like you have a cold. And it was just like 9 paragraphs of side effects I didn't even look at. That's like a horror movie where the pill's already in your system and then you do the research and you're like, I shouldn't have this. I shouldn't have this in my system. I shouldn't have this. And I went to sleep that night. And I woke up to pee around midnight. And as I am leaving the bathroom, I fainted into the closet. I just fainted. The second time in my life, I fainted, folks. And yep, that's right. If you Google the side effects of alfuzosin, faint is one of them. I did it. We just say fainted and people don't take it seriously. Like I just said, I fainted. And what did you picture? Me going unconscious and just falling into a closet and then just unconscious, my head banging off the ground? That can kill people. How many people have died from fainting? You just fainted in the wrong area? You nailed your head on the sink? What, you hit your head on a faucet? I mean, really, think about how this scenario, if I lost consciousness, I fainted, and we just move on. We go, well, you should drink more water. No, fainting could kill you. I'm not trying to say pity me. Look at me falling down. But my wife came in. She's like, what was that? And I was like, I don't know. It's kind of scary. You get a little alarmed with yourself. You go, am I going to die? No, you're good. You just got to dust yourself off and try again and get back in bed and wait till the next time you have to pee. So the next morning I emailed my doctor and he's like, no, that's a little extreme. You should probably get off that med. So I am off of that, but he immediately just said, but here's the next one you should be taking. And then the same day, my Kaiser psychiatry team, they gave me 3 more meds that I could be taking if I want to sleep better. And I Googled all of them. I can't pronounce them, but they're all so scary. And I realized, no more. I'm done. I'm done with all of them. I would rather just have an enlarged prostate and pee all night and have insomnia and anxiety. And I'd rather have nervousness and panic than fuck around with these side effects. I'm sorry, folks. It ain't for me. It ain't for me. Whew. That meds analysis was brought to you by Big Pharma, Purdue Pharma. I just got my first sponsor, and it is a med, and it's called Bazaxterol. Bazacterol. Bazaxterol. And it's good. It's supposed to cure everything, but of course, suicidal thoughts, acne, bacne, chimples, diarrhea, yelling mean things to people, makes you drive with your feet, makes you iron your nutsack to try to get the wrinkles out. These are all the side effects. You got to read the fine print. But the commercial's great. It's just people slow dancing, gently slow dancing, doing the samba. It's margarita night at some club, right? These med commercials, come on, read the side effects, read them. You know, I'll just enlighten you for a moment. You pants someone on a high school campus, it's not just fun and games anymore, okay? Pantsing is not tolerated. It never really was tolerated, but it's definitely classified as sexual harassment these days, okay? I want you to know that. I used to pants my friend Mike Diagnan at the Blockbuster Video, which used to be a Wendy's, and then it became a BJ's, and now it's nothing. But, on the corner of the Northgate Mall, there used to be this big Blockbuster Video because we couldn't just stream everything. You had to actually go into a brick and mortar store and say, hey, where's the adult film section with the curtain? And then where's your action movie section with Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Stallone, and Schwarzenegger movies and comedy movies? And did anyone return this one yet? And then did they rewind it? Old memories. But I would go with Brandon and Mike Diagnan to Blockbuster Video. And right at the moment where Mike would go to the cash register to get his Blockbuster card out and his cash, I would pants him every time. And Mike's about 6'4", I'm about 5'8", and I would hide behind the films and he would never see me. And it was fun and it was funny and it was probably some of the biggest laughs we would have. And Mike would always forgive me. First, he would probably, want to beat the shit out of me, but then we would all laugh and he'd forgive me. But at no point did I feel like I was sexually harassing my friend Mike. But maybe I was. So I want to use this platform, my podcast platform, to sincerely apologize to Mike. Mike, I'm sorry. I was sexually harassing you. And that is how pantsing is qualified. I know there's a big difference. Well, did you pants him with the underwear, with the boxers? Of course not. My precision was on point. I don't want him to be indecent. Okay, I don't want his tusk to be on display. No. I just wanted, maybe some strangers will see his boxers and giggle. It was the 90s. It was the 90s. Okay, things were a little different. But now if you hear about it happening on a high school campus, it's nothing to laugh at. But that falls into the category of things that we used to just overlook, and now they're taken seriously. There's a long list of things we used to overlook, and now they're taken very seriously. And that could be good. It could help society progress. It could become the age of outrage, where we do overreact to a lot of little things. But is pantsing a little thing? I don't know. What's the history of pantsing? Like anything, there had to be a first, right? There had to be just, two, I'm guessing fellas. I'm just taking a wild guess. Two friends. I don't think the first pantsing in the history of pantsing was a guy pantsing a stranger. I think it was his buddy. And this is probably 70 years after pants were invented. The first guy that ever pantsed another guy was like, hold on. I feel like I have the power, when he's not looking, to generate a big, big laugh amongst our group if I yank down his pants to the ground. And at that point, he will either do one of two things: live the rest of his day or even life with his pants at his ankles, or he will immediately grab his pants and bring them back up to his waist. I guess the third option is he'll come beat the shit out of me, and that's probably happened quite a few times, but it'll garner a decent laugh. So the first time a pantsing happened, I guarantee laughter ensued, but nowadays it's no laughing matter. This has become a PSA, and it's crazy to think my second sponsor is, you guessed it, Hanes. The all-new tagless boxer briefs. When I say tagless, I mean the brand is just written right there onto your boxers. There's no tag anymore. And who owns boxers that do not have a button anymore? I know Brandon did. I had a friend. Oh, God. Old sleepovers. I had a friend who had boxers without any way of keeping the snake inside the den? Jesus. Holy moly. Grow up, kid. Humans are wired in a way where we're supposed to be doing what we're doing. Maybe this is the natural path, even though it feels unnatural. Humans love art. Makes us spend so much time on things that have nothing to do with our survival. Like I talk about the early humans who are just very consumed with, let's live another day and find food to sustain our existence and run from animals that'll kill us. And if a storm is coming, let's find shelter. Those are the early humans, right? Now, other animals are still living that way. All other animals, they're still focused on survival. Like right now in the hills behind my house, there is a coyote looking at a sleeping deer, and he's about to take a bite out of those ribs. That's happening because the coyote needs dinner. And he's not consumed with scrolling through area rugs on Amazon. Oh, geometric shapes. Oh, shinny. Will this color work with our table and chairs? Oh, we spend so much time trying to find the perfect things, scrolling on our streaming platforms and our apps, and it's time to watch a movie. We're going to scroll and scroll to find the best movie option. We got to find the best set of plates. How much time are humans spending with these little tiny things? We got to get it right. We got to get it right. Which pot is perfect for this indoor plant? I'll spend the next 2 months of my life going on every website and stopping it at every store until I get it right. Us humans, we've become so soft and privileged, not everyone, but a lot of us, where the basic needs are taken care of. If you have shelter, you got food from a grocery store and a fridge keeping it cold. You got heat or AC. You're able to regulate your body, sustain yourself with meds. Then we can worry about the arts. And my God, do we love arts. Maybe we always have. Maybe even those old humans were doing cave paintings. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is where all sleep issues come from. Maybe those first humans 300,000 years ago were sleeping just fine. They were probably sleeping perfectly fine after a day of hunting and being scared for their lives. But now our society has changed. So now we do have just so many things stimulating our brains and ruining our insides with processed foods and blue light from your iPhone and stimulants and taking work home with you and checking email all the way until you go to bed. We're just adding stressors. You used to just know the people in your neighborhood, and now you know what everyone's thinking in every part of the world. Thanks, social media. Now I see a guy in Baltimore yelling at a guy in Texas about Trump's great and Trump's the worst and Trump's great and Trump's the worst. And we could just expose ourselves to all the many viewpoints. And why did we do this? Why did we do this? How dumb are we? It used to be simple. Simple was fine. Who did you know? Well, I know the people at my school and some of the people in my neighborhood, and that's it. No, that's all. That's the people I know. And now you could just, join a cult in a different country and pay your membership fees. I'm in. I am in. Oh, the people yelling at each other on Facebook. My old friend Rob Conti, he posts like, I don't care if you're on the left or right. You got to admit, the most recent this is terrible. The most recent Trump thing. You ever see that? Someone trying to be all like neutral and bipartisan, but then they still criticize Trump. And then you read the first three answers. The first three comments are like, hey, you're fucking wrong. And you're like, oh, I thought that there could be a universal truth that we could all agree on. There's not. There is not. People on Facebook love yelling at each other and trying to outsmart the other. And what did you accomplish? Nothing. All this, virtue signaling of here's how great I am with my belief system. And here's how wrong you are. People spend hours and hours and you accomplish nothing. And who are you even talking to? A little thumbnail photo of a stranger? And what'd you do? Some research? Did you click on that stranger's photo and you read their other posts? And you saw that, they have kids and they have neighbors and they also have a life. But in this moment, none of that matters. All that matters is that they have an opinion on Trump's tariffs and you have your own opinion on tariffs. And let me get this straight, though, real quick. Let me get this straight. And I don't know if this is a universal truth, but this is my truth. Bringing back factory jobs is one of Donald Trump's priorities. It's kind of funny when you add the Donald, right? Donald kind of diffuses the situation. It's such a dorky name. I shouldn't say that. I have an uncle who I love dearly named Donald. But Donald Trump. I mean, Trump evokes emotions, and MAGA, that evokes emotions. There's some people that lose sleep and just are constantly in a state of anxiousness and anger because of this guy. But then you just call him Donald. Donald's almost 80 and he wants factory jobs to come back to America. Let me really get this straight. And if I don't have this straight, then fine. Hey, who cares, right? It's just another episode, but let's clear something up. Donald wants to start manufacturing what is currently being made in China or Cambodia, or look on your shoe tongue, or look on any product right now around you. Made where? Made in China, right? Nothing's made in the USA, and Donald wants stuff to be made in the USA. More factory jobs. Here's my take. Here's my hot, sizzling take. This guy's so out of touch with the youth, and I'm probably so out of touch with the youth of America, the young people, but does he think young people want those factory jobs? They want to be YouTubers. They're not clamoring for the old, gone are the days of the textile industry or the great American car industry. Done, done. Kids today, they want AI and robots making their products. This ain't the 1800s. That is an idea that an 80-year-old named Donald would have. It's expected. It's fine. He's like, we're going to stimulate the economy, bring those jobs back. Now, all these big companies that outsource their labor overseas so they don't have to pay minimum wage, they can just pay pennies to these laborers who they never see. Just fuck the environment up in your country, but in our borders, we're going to pretend that we're, removing factory jobs and we care about less toxic emissions and pollution. We can do it, in the sphere above our country, we can care about the environment. But when we outsource all the labor to you, China, you enjoy the pollution. All right, as if we're not sharing the same planet. But I'm not sure there's that many young people who are coming out of high school and college and they're just like, you know what? I'm ready for a mill job. I'm ready. Like the old mills of Massachusetts. I'm ready to thread a loom. I'm ready to start making steel again. What in the fuck is this idea? Next president? I'm sorry. Has to be, I think, you got to be 35 years old. That is the minimum to be the president of the United States. Let's break that. Next election. It's coming in 3, 2, 1. Next election. Let's break it. Let's find the smartest 27-year-old. Let's have a contest. Let's just turn our country into a game show, which it already is. Let's have a series of, kind of like pageant events, but you prove your intelligence. Oh my gosh, how watchable would this be? Instead of all the shitty debates, that's all played out. Let's have a smart contest. Who's the smartest in their late 20s? Okay, I'll go early 30s, but no one above 40. Above 40, you're too old. Okay, we got to get in touch with the youth, the young people. Whether you like it or not, young people are coming. And they'll be grown-ups, and they'll have some different ideas. And those are the ideas we got to buckle up for and soon embrace. Let's be honest. And that's the next president I want. I don't care the gender. I don't care the skin color, the religion, the creed. I just want the smartest motherfucker who's like 28, even kind of condescending. No, I don't need condescending, but just, someone who's genuinely intellectual, intelligent, if there's test scores to measure this, if there's ways that they could prove it with speeches, no AI. They don't get to use anything but a series of exams that America gets to watch. And we all get to vote American Idol style, text in your vote to who's the smartest. And that person, if they could prove they're smart in math, I think they should be smart in government econ. They should be smart, critical thinking skills, and science smart. And they should have great grammar and elocution and diction, and they should have great syntax as well. I'm looking for that person to run the country because, folks, let's be honest, it ain't been that for a while. I think it's time to wrap up this bad boy. I truly just want to go to sleep blissfully and enjoy the Vallecito talent show tomorrow night where my 7-year-old is doing a little bit of contortion. Google it. Actually, no, you're a smart audience of this podcast. You know what contortion is, but my daughter, I'm not even sure if she has vertebrae or some bones that would require you to be in pain if you do some of the moves that she can do, but she watches a YouTuber named Anna McNulty, and she's actually able to do the moves, and I think that is a genuine talent. I can't even explain the kind of contortion, gymnastics, yoga, poses, and moves she can do, but that'll be on display tomorrow at the Vallecito Talent Show. And it's not a contest. Back when I was in elementary school, it was a contest. And I came in second place for putting on an old Beethoven wig and playing a Beethoven song on the piano. And did I think I should have won the damn thing? Yeah, you're damn right. And was there a girl group of fifth graders who did Paula Abdul? Yeah, they did a nice Paula Abdul routine. Did I like them? No, I didn't. I don't think I was a gracious loser that day. But I've grown, folks. I've matured quite a bit. So let's give it up for Mila and the contortion. Our next performer will be doing contortion, and her father's in the crowd still stewing from his second place runner-up finish at Dixie Elementary back in '89. Oh, folks, I love you so much. This one's in the books, and I will talk to you soon.